Oh, hey. So day 3 of filming, I am going to be mixing more of my tree fern mix. I think the goal here is to add just almost too much perlite, too much pumice. Very important at this time of year, add enough aeration during the winter months. Out of all my tree fern mixing videos, I am not gonna be following any measurements. I'm just gonna be adding what I need to add, base it on feel. So, 10-liter bag. It's my last tree fern bag. I already have wet perlite. I don't know, maybe I'll add the whole thing. I pretty much came to the conclusion that I need to use up what I have before I transition to like DIY pond. So I always mix the tree fern and the perlite together. Ooh, do you know what? I got this like wedge thing for like calf and like shin exercises. Kind of want to put it under here so y'all can see the mixing. This is the best it's gonna be. Just gonna mix it all together first. The perlite makes it easier to mix the other ingredients. I'm gonna be adding a ton of pumice in the place of pond because I can't find pond anywhere right now. I will be adding the bigger pieces of perlite as well afterwards. Just doing this part first before the others, just so it's easier to mix. There's so much flying out of the container. When I'm mixing my tree fern, I think it's very important to add like a medium amount of moisture. So if you find that you put the tree fern, you put the perlite, and it's like not like moist or wet or anything, add a bit of moisture. I don't know if I've talked about this in the past when I've mixed this, but the thing is, what state is this medium gonna be when there's a plant growing in it? It's going to be moist. Ideally, a consistent amount of moistness. By adding the moisture while you're mixing, you know exactly what your plant's gonna be feeling, what your plant's roots are going to be feeling the majority of the time. I think that was my biggest mistake a year ago. I was just kind of going in with dry perlite. I was not adding enough moisture to the tree fern. That's a tip I would give. I'm gonna be adding, I don't even know how big this is, 3 liters of pumice. So the bigger pieces of perlite over here, I have 1 bag left, but I think I'm gonna add also another one of small perlite. I just put some water in each bag just so the dust particles don't like attack me. And then I'm just gonna dump it. I don't know, guys. It does look chunky enough. Should I add some leca? I'm really cleaning house here. I'm gonna use all the additives. I'm just thinking like, okay, so update about plants and leca. I feel like I only have like 10 left. Okay, let's put the leca. Can y'all see anything? It's really dark in here now. Apologies. Okay, I like this idea. Just introducing some other type of bulk. Okay, let's put these back. I'm gonna do a quick cleanup and then, remember those Burley Marks flames that I talked about? I kind of want to pot them up. We're back with all of these flames over here. Treat with the mineral oil. Do like a full coverage kind of thing because they do have flat mites. Ooh. See, when they stay too long, they rot. Look at this rotten root. Ew, it's dripping. And you know what? Some of these are not ready yet. Okay, we're starting from the bottom over here. I should get rid of leaves that I don't need. So the oldest one, we're just gonna cut. Like they look really good, just like that. Okay, number 1 done, dripping everywhere. Okay, number 2, I think I'm going to only keep 2 leaves on this one because I gotta submerge everything else. Number 2, again, I don't know how this is gonna go because Sometimes when you use sprays, you put the plant under stress. Cutting number 3, so pretty. Oh my gosh, this plant is amazing, but I gotta say goodbye to this leaf. And you know what, everyone? I've really committed. I've committed. We're gonna say bye to the ones, the Burley Marks Flames in Pawn. What's been happening, they've really outgrown their pot. It's tricky because I would have kept them if I didn't have these 2 pests, especially these 2 specimens are like whiteflies. I'm seeing so many on them. And so definitely if I'm seeing the adults, then there's a lot of other stages there. And just the thought of that on this big plant, I just like don't like. So I'm gonna take a top cutting from I think there's 2 more plants that I didn't take a top cutting from, and then I'm gonna get rid of the entire plant. I really wanted these ones to get big, but you know, sometimes things don't work out. Okay, everyone. Here we are. Yeah, they're looking kind of rough. Some of it's grow light damage. Like this is definitely from the grow light. This was from the grow light. That's from the grow light. Oh, it's 3 cuttings. Yeah, like I really wanted to have this grow really big. I mean, fenestration wise, it's doing okay. But the reservoir keeps drying out every 3 days. I haven't really been keeping an eye on it. A lot of this crisping is also because I've definitely forgot to water it, or the reservoir has just dried up. So what I'm going to do, I'm only gonna take a top cutting. Okay, 1 here. I'm gonna try not to have it close to the other ones. But this is one, I'm gonna cut this. So we're left with just these 2. I think this is the smallest one I have. I'm also trying to get rid of like the dead parts because once I spray it, it's not gonna be like cute. Okay, this one over here. Look at these. Cutting the leaf down here. We're gonna do the big one, which has seen better days. See, the tough one with this one, there's only really 1 good aerial root. So I think I have to keep more notes for this one specifically. Let's go here. My God, the stem is so thick. Wow, okay. Yeah. So this is the biggest one. You can see all that damage. This is the one with the, look at that fenny. Yeah, so we're gonna cut down. Everyone who's screaming at the camera, just think of it this way. This is all covered in whiteflies. This is all covered in flat mites, both of them. Okay, so we treated them all. Yay, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing so much. Wearing the onesie's back, everyone who remembers. I just wanted to feel a little cozy, and I wanted to dive in and just go through a lot of my Hoyas. I'm gonna talk a little bit about them and show you a few of them. I do have a few that are still in their kind of like big state, but in general, I have either gotten rid of a lot of my big Hoyas and have kept a couple cuttings. I've beheaded a lot of my Hoyas, but there's some that are still big and full that have a lot of mites on them, and I'm gonna have to eventually cut them down, but mentally I haven't been ready to do that. So I might show those in this video just as kind of like a last, this is what they used to look like before the chop happens. I'm a little like, ugh. And yeah, it's kind of like, honestly, these videos moving forward, they're kind of like, okay, let's start over. But honestly, it's really exciting. Like, I think it's very exciting. With everything in life, it's all about the journey. So this is the beginning of the journey, and it's gonna be a wild next few months, seeing all these beautiful plants grow again. So to open up this video, I'm gonna grab a Hoya. I'm gonna show it to y'all. And I know the lighting is odd. I know it's overexposed behind me. I just kind of want to see you. I kind of want to show everyone the state of my room. So I recently cleaned up in here, got rid of that big table, if y'all remember. It's a lot more airy. I mean, obviously there's less plants, so I was able to. So yeah, it looks pretty empty. Okay, while I Adjust the lighting. I really didn't want to use my ring light today, but it's so dark. So the ones that I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I haven't chopped them yet. You know, it might just be because they're gorgeous plants. But a lot of them I feel is because of either the silver splash, the variegation. Obviously I'm gonna have to chop them eventually if this is the plan for my Hoyas and kind of starting over. The most exciting Hoya for me, oh my gosh, look at this. I know it's overexposed. Oh my god. So this Hoya Mathilde, the variegated one, look at this. Look at this beautiful Hoya, everyone. Hoya Mathilde, inner variegated. I don't want to chop this plant. I'm so in love with it. I love her. You can see that she's grown beautifully. I got this plant from Joanna, Crazy Plant Bunny. So pretty. Really balanced leaves, but then as she grew more, they became more variegated and it continued. You can see it actually. Do you see the reds and pinks in the stem? That's when you know it's going to be variegated. And she's continuing to branch. This is a brand new vine that I didn't even like notice. And yeah, I need to cut, I need to treat because she has the mites, but I'm just so in love with how beautiful, how beautiful. So before I start over and really just propagate this plant, and really like I'm excited because you know how propagation makes me so excited. I was kind of waiting for it to reach this point. I was like, okay, Kev, you have enough of the plant where you don't need to worry if the plant's gonna like lose the variegation. Like there's so many branches here, and so we're gonna do it. Listen, I love different variations in Mathilde. Like, come on, like how can you not love them? Okay, second one that I want to show off, Argentine Princess. This one, I'm a little bit more worried when it comes to propagating because I previously put cuttings in pond and propagated this one. None of them had really strong variegation. This one I definitely need to chop down. This one's showing signs and symptoms of a really heavy infestation of flat mites. You could kind of see in the stem, the black dots. And usually sometimes I would think like, oh, is that part of the stem that's not variegated because the red part is variegation. But when you partner it with obviously knowing that I have these pests and the leaves, do you see how like there's no leaves at any of these nodes? So from here to here, no nodes. I mean, obviously there's nodes, no leaves. That is usually a sign, but I didn't want to touch this one. I'm so in love with this plant. Seeing how the other props didn't do, you know, the Argentine Princess thing. They want to go the Nova Ghost route. Yeah, so one of the last times that you'll see it in her full glory. Have it in Luscious Pond as well. I love growing these plants in pond. Also needs to be watered. Listen, I know in the video that I filmed like 2 weeks ago, I mixed my solution. I didn't like use it. So it's still in the bin. I'm kind of worried to open the bin because it has a lid on it, but I think I'm gonna use it anyways. I think it should be fine. I only have issues if a nutrient solution sits if it's more on the organic base side. The solutions and the products I used were non-organic. In this mix specifically, I didn't use Vitamax Pro. Vitamax Pro has a lot of organic ingredients, so if you leave it for too long, things start to smell if you don't touch it or do anything with it. Numeraloides silver. I still don't know if I'm saying it right. So y'all are gonna laugh. Y'all know how much I love Christmas. It always comes down to Christmas. I had a dream I've always wanted to have these circular trellises, whatever Hoya on it, and then I want to put like Christmas decorations on it because it looks like a freaking wreath. Like, come on. You know, this plant is just so pretty. Mites everywhere. The mites are the ornaments. I don't know. So one of the Hoyas that I had a lot of success growing in my tree fern mix. I personally, in my environment, I don't like growing Hoyas in that mix. I like a chunkier leca pon. Like that's what I prefer. I just love the dusty silver, everyone. My gosh, like come on. This is so pretty. So pretty. And the roots are sticking to the bottom. That's when you know it's dry. The roots are seeing the reservoir. Maybe that's why it took off. Like, I feel like it started growing really fast when the roots started growing in the reservoir because they were able to breathe. Tree fern mixes when they're like, I feel like through time they compress. They lose those pockets in between the pieces and the substrate. Again, this is just my experience. Maybe I should make my mix chunkier, but almost threw this one out because I made cuttings. If y'all remember, months ago, I put cuttings in a bigger planter of pon. At the moment, this plant only has 2 plants. So let me grab that one. And so here's the planter, everyone. I hope it's in focus. I can't even see anything. Okay, so here she is. Lots of plants. Not all of them took off. Like, you can see that there's some in the front here that have like really taken off. So I debated because like with this whole downsize, I'm like, which one do I get rid of? This one or this one? And a part of me was like, okay, Kevin, you don't know how these Hoyas are going to react with your mineral oil spray, because if y'all don't know, I did lose a lot from my mineral oil treatments because it was too strong. I am going to do a lesser concentration, if you know what I mean. Beautiful plant, beautiful plant. I didn't know they existed until Helen versus Plants and Crazy Plant Bunny, Helen Jojo, hello, sent me these like surprise Hoyas. I'm so in love with this one, and it's again another reason why I haven't chopped this down, and another reason why I want to make more. Like, I'm so in love with this plant. Okay, another one I got from Helen and Jojo. Man, if you thought the Nemalaroides was going off, this plant is going off. And I just think it's funny. There's some plants that are like more resilient and can like push through all like the trauma. You can see that I haven't really touched this plant because usually when I have it on a trellis, I usually like to train it when the vines get long enough. You can see these two are not trellised and they're growing so well. Beautiful, beautiful Hoya. I always, see, leaves are falling. I always feel scared when plants are like super variegated, like when they have more yellow, for example, with this one, and not a lot of green, because obviously you need the green in the plant to like make food for itself. Another one that thrived in the tree fern. Now I know I'm saying, honestly, I think the reservoir is dry and there's mites. So that's why a lot of the older leaves are falling off. These plants actually live against my south facing window, and the past couple weeks, the temperature has dropped, and there is a turning point in the fall where this room just stays cold, and that's when a lot of the plants just stop growing. And then I usually see like foliage dropping, and I'm sure this is like normal for every plant person. And yeah, it's a normal thing when the seasons change, when your environment changes, your plants are like, okay, let's like prioritize keeping the roots alive, prioritize new growth. If it can't sustain new growth during, you know, the changes, it just stops pushing out new growth. It doesn't mean that it's like dying, they just like stop. Wow, this is really turning into like a Helen and Jojo update. Let's see how their plants are doing. The plants, like the cuttings that I got from them. This is my silver serpent. You know, usually when I have a trellis, I usually, you know, trellis the vines as they grow. I haven't really been like looking at them, so these vines are continuing to grow. It's hard to show this one on camera, so let's see how it's gonna be oversaturated. I mean, it's gonna be, I feel like it's overexposed. Yeah, it is holding on some vines to the silver. Oh my God, this is so hard. So some vines, it's holding on to the silver. I love that. Let's see on this side. I think because I'm just letting these vines go down, there's just more growth points. And then a part of me is like, should I just let this trail? It kind of looks cute trailing. Let's take it off and see. If something is weird, we can always change it. The regular serpens, I think I only have one left at my workplace. Future plan to bring back into this collection because I have been downsizing at my office as well. I think I'm more obsessed with the trailing. Oh, I like that so much better. Let's take the trellis away. Did I like clip it to the bottom? Oh, what? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it looks so much better. Look how long this one is now. I love. Like, come on. Oop, things are falling. I did take cuttings if y'all remember, and I still have them. Whoa, okay, there's actually more than I thought. Serpens, in my experience, it is a little slower in the beginning, but I find that once they build that root system and you keep the roots healthy by having like even air pockets in the mix, so I achieve that with little shoes upon, and once it grows that root system and has a consistent moistness throughout, oh my god, I'm like actually obsessed with this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know if you can see anything. I don't know if you're gonna think this is a big deal, but it's a big deal because a lot of it is silver. And you know, just a few weeks ago, like, I don't think this existed. I am so impressed with this. It's so much silver. I know for this one, I specifically selected. Oh my gosh, this is great news. Wow, look at this. Okay, took a little break. I ate a banana and a protein shake. But while I was drinking it and just kind of like in my head, into my thoughts and everything, I remembered that when I treated, this was so long ago, this was like 2-3 years ago, when I treated for spider mites, I did a lot of research when it came to hot water submersion of like the plant, not like the roots, but like of all of the foliage, the stem, whatever. I only did like 4 Hoyas and didn't introduce any other treatments to it, and it effectively treated it. I think the range is between 40 to 45 degrees Celsius, and you only need to submerge it for like 3 minutes to 15 depending on the temperature. Am I gonna try that again? The thing, like, I wouldn't do it with the La Canosa, the one that I showed you with the variegation, because when you compare Hoyas, that one has thinner leaves than, for example, the Nimaloides and like the Mathilde. So maybe I'll do that. For people that don't know, hot water dunks and keeping your plant underwater, certain mites can't survive. I mean, looking at, okay, this is one of my silver Hoya Mathildes. By the way, I only have 3 left. So this is one that has so many cuttings. Another reason why I kept it. Genetics on fire. Obviously, you'll see some reversion. I do need to select and chop and whatever. I just like I can't. There's no other way to treat it. I either have to drench this plant in horticultural oil, which is gonna be a pain because it's so big, or I could try the dunk. The thing is, they tell you not to submerge the roots because the foliage, the stems, petioles, they can tolerate more than, for example, a root. When roots are exposed to those high temperatures for a prolonged period of time, they're less resilient. So the issue is gonna be like inverting the planter and like hoping the roots don't like touch it, but also having full coverage. Anyways, I'll think about it. Let me show you the other 2. Here's the second one. I saved specimens that had lots of vines, but also a lot of good genetics. Like, I'm looking all the way down here, and there's pretty good silver. You know, this vine is so, like, look how long this vine is. So pretty. And the OG, which is starting to look really bad. What is happening? Look at these yellow leaves. So this is essentially the mother plant. So this is the plant when she initially grew that had the best silver. because I've been filming more, I haven't actually been watering my plants. So today I am going to just go through all the plants. I do need to water every single one of them. Unfortunately, it has been 3 to 4 weeks since I've filled up, you know, the reservoirs. There's some plants that don't have reservoirs that are really dry, and it's a combination of all the substrates. I haven't changed my nutrient solution for my plants living in leca. The ones living in pond, nope. The ones in tree fern, nope. But I'm also gonna, because, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna be bored. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna talk about random stuff. So if y'all are here for that, and if y'all wanna hear, you know, what's happening in my life personally, what's happening with the plants here, and we'll see where this video goes, because I don't even know. I don't even know. Oh my God, the tripod. Oh Lord. I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Snow and mistletoe. All the water. Oh my God. The plants on this shelf, I've treated, and so I'm keeping them separate. I want to water them first since, you know, there's always a risk handling the plants with the mites and then dealing with them. Treated ones, it's always a risk that it's gonna transfer. Wow, this is so dry. This is one of my divisions of my Code Red A+ hybrid. I know I talked about getting rid of multiples, but ones that are one of a kind, like the Code Red A+, obviously there's other offspring from, you know, that seed batch, but anthuriums, they will present differently. And since I'm absolutely like obsessed with how it presents, sometimes it like has no sinus, the red veins stay for a little bit, the foliage is like a lot darker than like a lot of green anthuriums. So that's one. The second one is still trying to limit the foliage. Like, okay, so this is one leaf that I did submerge in mineral oil. I used the strongest concentration. Oh, where's my holster? Y'all, for the people that have followed me since I guess 2021, my my in-laws gave me this holster with shears, and so I think it's just so handy just having. Can I like clip it on? Every time I put this on, I think about that song. I should have been a cowboy. Again, same dryness. Like, it is so dry. And then we're just gonna be happy with this. Back with this plant. I know this is repetitive because I was showing a lot of plants 2 weeks ago. Oh my God, it's so dry. There's literally nothing in here. And this is gonna be one of my favorites. I know it. It's gonna be one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I was supposed to put up my Christmas tree. I am filming this, what's the date? November 14th. And, ooh, this one's dry too. Ace of Spades, Kuna. She got a little bit, I remember 2 weeks ago when I watered it and showed it, I had that other leaf, I did cut it off because I think there was a new one. Again, still trying to limit the foliage. So you can see some yellowing. I think it's because the roots are seeing the reservoir. When I hydrated them from a dry state, it just was too much. And sometimes you could see on the edges, yellowing, browning. So yeah, if you see that in a plant, because again, this is a leaf that I didn't treat with the oil, it was a brand new leaf. So I know it's not because of that, but when you see this, maybe rethink about your watering habits. Like, okay, maybe the reservoir is too dry and then I'm over watering it. Maybe my mix needs to change. I always say that anthuriums need to have that consistent moistness around their roots at all times or they will freak out. New leaf over here doing its thing. Let's give it a water. And like the other ones, up against the window. There's a vent right there, guys. We have not turned the heat on because we love the cold. We love the cold. And so that's why my plants tend to like not do anything during this time. Is the way to leave. Oh. Okay, Velvet Mask Clone. It's the newest leaf. This leaf is one that I treated with the oil. I think I'm gonna cut it off just because there is a new leaf. Whoa, 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 new leaf. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, I'm so excited. You know, this has been like a real change for me since I got these pests because I've always been the type of plant parent that will just leave the leaves until they're yellow and crisp. That's just my style. I don't think it's necessary to cut the leaves if there's nothing wrong with them. You walked into a party like you were walking onto a yacht. Okay, King of Clarinervium. She has a little inflow that I'm just gonna rip off. Unfortunately, too small. And we want to focus on more important things, so. Okay, guys, don't be mad. Ooh, don't be mad. Oh, right. Okay, this one's done. I'm like pulling it out. Oh, tumbleweed, tumbleweed realness. Wow. Okay, so this, there was a period, I think a month ago, where I was trying to divide my plants that I treated. Where's the one that's the mama? Oh, it's here. Okay. Oh, I just broke the leaf even more, but oh well. Queen Crystal crossed with King of Spades. I think it's a beautiful anthurium. I took a butt cut, and that's what that is. There's no bouncing back. It is so dry. There's no bouncing back. Let's focus on what we do have, which is this one. Man, when I was taking it out, do you see that damage over here? Every time I look at this plant, I'm always like, okay, this plant honestly looks like a Carla cross. Do you see the Carla in this leaf? I know when it hardens off, they're more green, but the emergence really kind of give me Carla hybrid. I feel like I'm the only one. But do y'all see it? Tell me if y'all see it. Because, yeah, no. Okay, let's get rid of that. I need to do a better job doing things. Okay, I'm one of those. I do things, and then I move on to the next thing without, like, cleaning up the thing. I do that with baking. Oh my god, okay. I don't know if this is a butt cut of the velvet mask that I showed you. How are you? Okay. This didn't exist before. Do you see where my nail is? Over here. Yes! Okay, it's dry though. Let's just, Kevin, just focus more and water your plants. It's not that hard. Oh my god, see, do you hear it? I don't know, I love the snap, crackle, and pop. Okay, am I weird? I remember when I was a kid, I used to put so much sugar in my snap, crackle, and pop, in my Rice Krispies. I don't know. I just like, I've gone back and forth. Am I a sweet person or am I a savory person? I love both. I go back and forth. I think it's sweet though. I think I'm a sweets person. Okay, remember I talked about the Hoyas and how all of them just like had fungal issues, rotted, whatever. This is the last Hoya pubicalyx. The silver one, pink silver ghost. Is it that? Man, you could see the fungal. Look at that. Look at that. So I've been hoping and praying that this leaf doesn't come off. And I mean, the root system's there. Do you see? Root system's there. I forgot that I took, I guess this was the, oh my god, the pond's gonna fall. The butt cut of the Code A+, Code Red A+. Okay, the roots actually aren't dry. Oh, there's a new growth. Right there. Wow. Okay. Oh. Okay, what are you? Port. There's a butt cut. It says port. It's so dry. My port, anthurium port. Oh no. I feel so bad. Okay. Jeff, this is the baby you gave me a year ago on my birthday. It's definitely Luxurians. It's Ace of Spades Luxurians, is it that? Didn't do much after the treatment, but whoa. Bouncing back. This is the only velvet mask cross with self. I know I had so many before. This is the butthole one. I love this one so much. The new leaf. She got crunched because I wasn't watching her unfurl. But look. And like when it's like new, it's more red. Like the veining. Oh, this one might have a mite. Yeah. Let's like crush you first. Oh, you have a mite. Wow. Okay. Well, since there's mites, I'm gonna cut the leaf off. Man, these flat mites, there's something else. You know, a part of me today was like, okay, Kevin, don't look up close because you're just gonna get sad. But I mean, you have to. It's part of plant care. Okay, I'm putting it in a place where the leaves or the planters aren't touching. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. And I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you can ever know. This is an RA, Pappy RA5 crossed with Pappy Swamp Bunny. Looking a bit rough. I think she's doing okay. Listen, I switched this one from my tree fern mix. I'm gonna say it again. Tree fern mix is not for me. You'll be confused in the future because I have this big container of tree mix. I just had to use it up. And plus Pond is very hard to find now. But ever since I transferred this into Pond, which was like a month ago, I do see movement. It's the breathing. The roots are able to breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. Oh, a new leaf. I didn't see this. Oh my gosh, this is my red crystal. Wow, okay. This took forever. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. No. Make my wish come true. Okay, I'm so happy. Look at this beautiful leaf. Okay, so this is all fungal. You can see it more clearly on the Baconia. This took forever. There's a new leaf, everyone. Boom, boom, boom. This plant was supposed to go back to David Confused Planto, but then the mites happen. I don't see any. This is, again, one I treated, and I am so happy to see this. Wow. I'm just taking the dry parts away. Isn't this so exciting? I'm so excited to see this. But you are dry. Dry. Okay, let's put all these plants back. Did I say already I was supposed to put my Christmas tree up today? I don't know. Oh, I forgot this one. Okay. Look at me. Look at me. Whew. Okay, sorry. My Dressleri. I know I showed it last time. Here's the thing. Okay, when I show it, I think it's presenting darker. Man, oh man. Like, are you joking? Wow, look at that. Wow, okay. Another one that have been... This plant rotted so much in my tree fern mix. Oh, this is the port. Okay. This is the port. It's a Port Ralph Lyman, Port Sherman. Oh. Is this from Buzz Plants? I didn't know that. Did I know that? Ooh, they're plants. Damn. Okay, looks awful though right now. As I say, I transferred all these to Pond, so there was a little bit of a shock situation. Okay, everyone, news on the Carla Arachne that I treated in the last video. The new Merton actually looks like it didn't sustain any damage. I think I said in that video, I was like, okay, y'all, I feel like this leaf is a goner. Oh my God, focus, please. I said that that one was gonna be a goner. Okay, also everyone, I think I'm gonna film I think it's a tradition at this point. I just have to film just like a video of me putting up my tree. The theme's gonna be slightly different again. I try to do something different every year just cause like, again, like first of all, I love Christmas. And then I'm very creative and I just love trying new things when it comes to this kind of stuff. So we're going, the first thing I want to do, I just don't know if I have enough green, but like green, gold, bronze, that kind of theme. The thing with green is that it just disappears into the tree. So I'm hoping with the addition of like this goldish mesh ribbon, the same one that I kind of did last year with the red ribbon, that it'll look okay. And I know I was supposed to buy new lights, but I didn't. We're just gonna have to use the ones that I have. So stay tuned. I'm probably gonna film that tomorrow. Okay. I'm sorry, let's show this Maranta again. And thank you to, oh my gosh, I forgot who it was. Someone commented on the last video and gave me all the names of the Marantas, like the actual names. Thank you. Okay, listen, I know the one before looked like the cat one. I don't know if it's a cat one because now it's presenting more like this. But like, I want to say slightly different. I love this Maranta so much. Okay, let me water it. I'm trying not to show the same plants again, but like my collection's like small. This is just the reality. These are the plants that I have. Okay, let's do the king. The king has an inflorescence. I want to say, oh, I put tape. October 4th, I attempted, listen, if y'all have ever pollinated Mudenum, does the Mudenum pollen, it's just like so weird. I kind of heard that these anthuriums are like harder to pollinate. Tell me if I'm wrong. I know nothing about this. So here's the situation. There's one leaf here. Oh, looks awful, but it's, I can't even get it in frame. Oh no, it's black. Okay, I guess it didn't work. It's like dying. Oh no. Yeah, okay, it didn't work. I don't know if you can see, but it's brown in there. Okay. Okay, what we're gonna do a chop, chop, chop. Burning in your, okay, can y'all see anything? I tried. I guess it wasn't successful. Maybe I missed the window for the receptive phase. This new leaf, I haven't seen it. And I was just curious because it seemed like it stopped growing and it's not big at all. But look at how shiny. Like this leaf looks so nice. Okay, let's look here. Red Anderson, that I really haven't shown this plant so long. She is dry right now. There's a leaf going, but I just want to show you the state of it. So the two newest leaves look amazing. Look at that. I love when they start looking so big and the stem is looking really big. Even the leaves before that look pretty good. There. This one that has the most pink cream situation right here. There is a leaf going. So I know she's kind of outgrown this moss pole. She was rooting a lot in the moss pole. Unfortunately, I haven't kept up with keeping it moist. I just didn't want to add more moss because I was gonna treat for the flat mites. Okay, this is my mama, my no ID code red, crossed with A+. I need to treat it, obviously. This was one of the, yeah, I could see the mites. Wow, they are everywhere, guys. Okay. So I didn't treat it. I know I should have, because she was pushing out an inflow. A little bummed because I did take pollen from my species Napo, pollinated it when it was in its receptive phase. There were berries, and I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't give it enough nutrients just because I was kind of just using Vitamax Pro. Maybe it needed more. Maybe it was the flat mites, but then the berries, it was too premature. They weren't like mature enough to like have a seed or whatever. And the whole thing just turned black. So I think it's either one of those two. Because I've done like 2 back-to-back pollination situations with this plant, and like, I don't wanna also stress it out while treating it. I do want to cross this with more things, but I think I'm going to have to wait to the new year. So I am going to cut this off. Yeah, I just want to see for myself because I know you're going to ultimately stress out the plant if you keep, you know, using it as like a mother plant. And so, yeah, another reason. New leaf, guys. Look at that leaf. I'm so tired.